Calm starts here. Picture the scene. The clock hits 5 in the afternoon. The dinner pan sputters. Shoes are somewhere between the hall and the couch, and your child's face tightens like a storm rolling in. You feel the heat rise in your chest. The shouting in your head starts before any words leave your mouth. You know what is coming. A battle that leaves you drained, your child distraught, and the evening in pieces. Now imagine something different. You notice the first early signal. You reach for a simple cue. Your voice softens. Your body lowers. Your child leans into safety. 3 minutes pass. Breath returns. Eyes soften. Shoulders drop. Your home stays steady. You did not yell. You did not bargain. You did not break. You guided calm in under 5 minutes. You both feel proud, not ashamed. Repeat that picture once a day, then twice, then most days. That feeling is the promise at the heart of this journey. The moment that changes everything. It is hard to put into words how much a single tantrum can bend a day out of shape. Mornings erupt over socks and spoons. School drop-offs become battles that echo into the afternoon. Bedtime slides into a cycle of pleading, stomping, and tears. You feel trapped in a pattern you did not choose. The guilt lands heavy. Why did that small thing turn into a giant wave? Why does logic bounce off? Why does nothing stick? You search for tips and get a flood of opinions, many of them conflicting. Some sound cold or punitive. Others feel idealistic, lovely on paper, impossible in a kitchen at 6:30 at night.
The most painful part is the fear that this might be who your child is, or who you are becoming as a caregiver. You question your instincts. You replay the worst moments and think, I should have done better. You want to be calm. You want to be firm and loving. You want to stop shouting, then you hear yourself escalate and feel that deep sting of regret. If this sounds familiar, you are not alone. Families everywhere are living with daily tantrums that cost them energy, connection, and confidence. You want something practical, measurable, and kind that works in real time. You want a plan that respects your child's nervous system and respects your own capacity. You want change that you can feel and track. Why tantrums hurt more than they need to? The truth is not that you are failing. The truth is that the moment you are trying to manage is biologically intense. When a child between ages 2 and 7 flips into the red zone, their thinking brain goes offline. Sensory input floods the body. Perceived threat rises. Words, logic, and consequences often add fuel. Even adults struggle to regulate when the body is lit up. Add small sleep deficits, hunger dips, transitions between activities, and family schedules that carry natural stress. You get a perfect storm.
Calm starts here. Picture the scene. The clock hits 5 in the afternoon. The dinner pan sputters. Shoes are somewhere between the hall and the couch, and your child's face tightens like a storm rolling in. You feel the heat rise in your chest. The shouting in your head starts before any words leave your mouth. You know what is coming. A battle that leaves you drained, your child distraught, and the evening in pieces. Now imagine something different. You notice the first early signal. You reach for a simple cue. Your voice softens. Your body lowers. Your child leans into safety. 3 minutes pass. Breath returns. Eyes soften. Shoulders drop. Your home stays steady. You did not yell. You did not bargain. You did not break. You guided calm in under 5 minutes. You both feel proud, not ashamed. Repeat that picture once a day, then twice, then most days. That feeling is the promise at the heart of this journey. The moment that changes everything. It is hard to put into words how much a single tantrum can bend a day out of shape. Mornings erupt over socks and spoons. School drop-offs become battles that echo into the afternoon. Bedtime slides into a cycle of pleading, stomping, and tears. You feel trapped in a pattern you did not choose. The guilt lands heavy. Why did that small thing turn into a giant wave? Why does logic bounce off? Why does nothing stick? You search for tips and get a flood of opinions, many of them conflicting. Some sound cold or punitive. Others feel idealistic, lovely on paper, impossible in a kitchen at 6:30. This matters because daily tantrums are not just noisy. They chip away at trust and confidence. They hijack routines, push caregivers toward yelling, and leave children feeling unsafe or out of control. Unmanaged, they can create cycles that repeat, not because anyone is bad, but because capacity is low. When a child does not have the skills or the nervous system support to regulate, their behavior looks defiant or dramatic. In reality, it is a signal. It says, "I need help to come back to calm." Without a clear plan and a shared language, you end up improvising inside a hurricane. The improvising is exhausting. The hurricane returns. Why now matters more than ever. There is enormous leverage in acting now. Small changes in early childhood routines and responses compound quickly. If you reduce daily tantrums by half in the next 3 weeks, your home gets immediate relief. If you can help your child reliably reach calm in under 5 minutes without yelling, you save emotional energy that can be invested in teaching skills and building connection. Your child learns from your signals more than your speeches. The safer you feel, the safer they feel. The faster you recover as a team, the less shame sticks to the moment. Waiting does not help. Habits grow roots. The louder your home gets, the more your body learns to brace. You start anticipatory stress, which raises your own threshold for reactivity. That makes co-regulation harder. Your child senses the tension and picks up that energy in their own body. The pattern deepens. Acting now breaks that loop. You can make visible progress in days. You do not need perfect conditions. You do not need a quiet house or endless time. You need a simple plan, a few tools staged within reach, and a way to measure wins so your brain and your heart believe in the change.
A clear path that delivers results. This book gives you a practical, compassionate, and measurable plan to cut daily tantrums by 50% within 21 days and to help your child reach calm in under 5 minutes without yelling. That is the promise. You will start with a baseline so you can see the before and after. You will learn what is happening inside your child's brain and body so you stop fighting biology and start supporting it. You will build a personalized trigger map that turns random chaos into readable patterns. You will stage your environment with a calm down toolbox so calming becomes easy and fast. You will practice the 5-minute calm method with short scripts that work under pressure. You will redesign key routines that generate most meltdowns, including mornings, meals, bedtime, and transitions. You will learn how to repair after a storm and how to coach tiny regulation skills that grow resilience. Finally, you will put it all into a 21-day action plan with micro wins and tracking that takes 2 minutes a day. You will also get specific troubleshooting for siblings, public places, travel, and neurodiversity, so you are ready for real life. What makes this approach different? Most advice tells you to speak calmly and be consistent. That matters, but it is not enough. This approach is different in 4 crucial ways. First, it is measurable. You will define your starting point, set calm key performance indicators, and track frequency, intensity, and recovery time. This removes guilt and guesswork. You will see the numbers shift and feel the shift in your home. Second, it is body first, then brain. Calm begins in the body. That means breath, movement, pressure, temperature, and sensory input come before logic, lecture, or consequence. You will learn to signal safety using your voice, your posture, and your presence. Words land only when the body softens. Third, it is environment-led. You will prime your home with clear visuals, simple tools, and a calm space that invites regulation. When your environment does more of the work, you rely less on verbal effort at the worst time. Calm becomes easy to find. Fourth, it is tiny and consistent. The plan gives you micro actions that fit real schedules. You will not be asked to overhaul your life. You will be asked to take small steps daily. Consistency beats intensity. Micro wins compound into macro change. If you have tried advice before and it felt vague or too theoretical, you will find this approach refreshingly concrete. If you have felt judged by strategies that lean on compliance at the expense of connection, you will find this approach kinder and more effective. If you have felt confused by what to do in the heat of the moment, you will have a clear sequence to follow that anchors you when the room feels hot. What you will discover inside. You will move through 9 chapters that build a complete system. Each chapter delivers practical tools and insight, and each chapter links to the next, so you create momentum rather than scattered effort. Start here, baseline, goals, and your 21-day promise sets the foundation. You will map your current tantrum landscape using simple metrics. You will document frequency, intensity, duration, and context. You will define what cutting daily tantrums by 50% means in your home, and how you will know it is happening. You will clarify non-yelling rules of engagement so your choices are clear when stress rises. You will create a 2-minute tracking routine and a weekly review rhythm that keeps you honest and encouraged. By the end, you will have a personal plan and a visible target. Inside the tantrum, brain, body, and behavior in ages 2 to 7 takes the mystery out of meltdowns. You will learn a simple traffic light model that shows where prevention is possible and where de-escalation is your only path. You will see why logic fails in the red zone and what to do instead. You will connect sleep, nutrition, movement, and sensory load to tantrum thresholds and recovery times. You will adopt a compassionate lens. You will stop taking tantrums personally and start reading them as signals, which lowers your own reactivity and unlocks empathy. Predict the storm, trigger mapping, and pattern spotting turns chaos into patterns. You will build a trigger map that captures when, where, and why tantrums cluster. You will log fast and translate data into visuals that highlight hotspots. You will distinguish primary triggers from amplifiers and identify reset conditions for your child. You will create a pattern heat map and pick 2 or 3 high-leverage changes. This clarity will cut preventable explosions quickly. Your 21-day action plan, daily micro wins, and tracking operationalizes everything. You will build a sprint board with daily micro actions for prevent, calm, and coach. You will learn how to track actions and outcomes in 2 minutes a day. You will set weekly reviews that help you celebrate wins, adjust bottlenecks, and choose next steps. By day 7, you will see early proof. By day 21, you will see compounding gains. Real-life troubleshooting, siblings, public places, travel, and neurodiversity prepares you for messy life. You will reduce sibling collisions with structure and scripts. You will create a public outing prep plan that gives you discreet language, clear exits, and calming on the go. You will build travel routines and portable kits that match rhythms. You will adapt every tool for neurodiverse profiles with sensory-forward supports and dignified expectations. Decision trees will guide your next best move when plans crash. You also have bonus tools that make implementation faster and easier. You will get a 5-minute Calm scripts pack so words are ready when you need them most. You will use a Calm Down Toolbox Quick Start checklist to set up your space within 48 hours. You will lean on a 21-day action plan tracker and progress dashboard, so wins are visible every day. You will carry a public meltdown playbook for stores, restaurants, and travel, so you walk in prepared and walk out proud. Getting maximum value from this book. There is a way to use this book that turns intention into change and change into habit. Follow these steps to get the most from every page. Read Chapter 1 within the next 24 hours, then build your baseline snapshot. Write down frequency, intensity, duration, and context for 3 days. Set your calm KPIs and non-yelling rules. Pick your 2-minute tracking method. Skim Chapter 2 to grasp the traffic light model. Share one simple takeaway with any caregiver who supports your child, so you create a shared lens. The takeaway can be as simple as, logic fails in the red zone. Safety and sensory lead. Dive into Chapter 3 and build your trigger map. Keep it simple. 1-line notes, 1 visual that shows hotspots. Pick 2 high-leverage changes. Do not try to fix everything at once. Use Chapter 4 to set up your Calm Down toolbox. The goal is ready, visible, and inviting. If you have limited space, build a portable kit with 3 body-first tools and 2 visuals. Script 2 simple invitations and practice them out loud. Practice the 5-minute calm method from Chapter 5. Choose one script and rehearse it when you are calm. Align your voice, vibe, and body. Place your script card near your calm space and on your phone. Redesign one routine at a time with Chapter 6. Start with the most chaotic. Add a visual sequence, a tiny choice, and a timer. Insert a short burst of connection before the demand. Test for 3 days. Adjust based on what you observe. Learn the repair process and coaching from Chapter 7. After the next tantrum, wait until calm returns, then run a 2-minute debrief. Validate one hard part, name one tiny win, plan one tweak for next time. Practice one skill with a quick game. Build your sprint board from Chapter 8. Choose 3 micro actions for each day. 1 prevent, 1 calm, 1 coach. Track in 2 minutes. Celebrate daily wins with a small ritual, a sticker, a clap, a smile. Prepare your troubleshooting plan from Chapter 9. If siblings, write one script that preserves fairness and connection. For public settings, create a prep outline. For travel, pack a portable kit and set timing around rhythms. Use the bonus tools. Print or save your scripts, checklist, and dashboard. Share a 1-page plan with any caregiver. Rerun a 7-day booster when life gets messy. As you use the book, remember that hard days are part of the process. You will have moments where you shout. You will have tantrums that take longer than 5 minutes. You will have missed logs and skipped actions. Your reset protocol is simple. Pause, breathe, forgive yourself. Review what worked, pick one small next step, and start again. Steady effort beats perfect effort. A clear and compassionate promise. You will not be asked to pretend that life is neat. You will not be asked to be superhuman. You will be asked to try small things, to measure what matters, and to protect safety and dignity. You will be coached to read early cues, choose prevention when possible, and de-escalate when prevention fails. You will learn to align your voice and body to broadcast safety. You will have words ready when your child is in the red zone. You will have tools at arm's reach that help the body settle. You will have routines that reduce daily friction. You will have repair steps that strengthen trust. You will have a plan that converts effort into visible change. What about you? You will feel more confident. You will feel more grounded. You will react less. You will spend less time arguing and more time teaching. You will find calm faster. You will yell less and often not at all. You will see your child as a human learning skills rather than a problem to fix. Your relationship will feel safer. Your day will feel smoother. You will reclaim hours that tantrums used to steal. Your transformation awaits. Look ahead 3 weeks. Imagine your mornings with fewer explosions. See yourself noticing an early cue and offering a tiny choice with a sensory anchor. Your child glances at the timer, squeezes the fidget, takes a breath, and shifts into the next task. Picture school drop-off where your voice stays warm and your exit script is short. Consider a public outing where you have a prep plan and a discreet way to calm on the spot. Imagine bedtime where a steady wind-down protects sleep, which protects the next day. See siblings guided by structure and scripts that preserve fairness and connection. Hear your home at 7 in the evening, quieter by design, not because anyone silenced emotion, but because you created safety and rhythm. By day 7, you will likely see small but solid wins. Fewer eruptions at predictable moments, faster recoveries, less shouting. By day 14, routines feel steadier. Triggers are clearer. Your child uses 1 or 2 calming tools without prompting. By day 21, daily tantrums cut by half, recovering within minutes with you calm and confident. This is not a fantasy. It is the natural outcome of simple actions done daily, aligned to the body and measured honestly.
If your child's needs are intense or unique, you will still see meaningful change. Even if frequency does not have at first, you will shorten duration and soften intensity. The path is scalable. You will personalize supports, pace your learning, and protect dignity. You will find the version of calm that fits your family. You will keep what works and adjust what does not. You will learn to celebrate progress, not perfection. You will grow a relationship where boundaries are firm and warm, where repair is normal and restorative, where tiny skills accumulate until storms lose power. This is the moment to decide. You can keep improvising inside hurricanes and hoping for a better tomorrow, or you can build a system today that turns storms into teachable moments and homes into havens. The tools are practical. The steps are small. The wins are measurable. The plan respects science and real life. It is voice, vibe, and body. It is environment, routine, and rhythm. It is prevention, calm, and coaching. It is tracking and review. It is your promise to yourself and to your child. You will cut daily tantrums by half in 3 weeks. You will guide calm in under 5 minutes without yelling. You will feel proud, not ashamed. You will build skills that last. Turn the page. Your baseline awaits. Your map awaits. Your calm already lives inside you. Now it has a path. Start. Here. Baseline, goals, and your 21-day promise. Chapter. Introduction. You came here for relief, not theory. Relief looks like fewer explosions and faster recovery without raising your voice. This chapter sets you up to get there. You will build a clear picture of what is happening today, name the results you want, and create a simple system that lets you see progress every day. By the end, you will know your starting point, your target, and exactly how to track the small actions that lead to big change. You will leave with a 21-day promise you can keep and a rhythm that turns hard moments into measurable momentum. The problem. We are solving. Most parents try to solve tantrums in the heat of the moment. That is like trying to fix a leaky roof in the rain. You grab whatever is closest, you react, and you hope it holds. The real problem is not a lack of effort. It is the lack of a clear baseline, meaningful goals, and a plan you can stick with when you are tired. Without a baseline, you make decisions based on memory, which is biased by stress. Without meaningful goals, you chase a vague idea of calm and miss the early wins that keep you motivated. Without a system, you repeat cycles. You yell to feel some control, your child escalates, and everyone feels worse. You do not need more willpower. You need a simple way to measure what matters. Practice a few high-impact moves and stay consistent when a day goes sideways. The 21-Day Promise Framework. Here is the promise. Cut daily tantrums by half in 21 days and help your child calm in under 5 minutes without yelling. We turn that into a framework with 3 pillars. Measure what matters. You cannot change what you cannot see. You will create a baseline snapshot of frequency, intensity, and duration and map patterns by time and trigger. Practice the right moves. You will define a small set of calm KPIs, the few behaviors that predict calmer days. These include time to calm, your non-yelling follow-through, and use of a planned calming tool. Review and reset. You will run a weekly review that celebrates micro-wins and chooses one focus for the next week. You will also use a reset protocol for hard days, so you bounce back in hours, not weeks. This is not about perfect days. It is about consistent, visible progress. As the saying goes, what gets measured gets managed. We will keep it low friction, 2 minutes a day or less. Building your baseline snapshot. Your baseline snapshot answers one question. What is your current tantrum landscape in reality, not in memory? For the next 3 days, observe and capture the following without changing anything. Frequency. How many tantrums happen today? A tantrum is any intense distress with loss of control, not just whining. Intensity. Rate each on a simple scale from 1 to 5. 1 is mild protest, 5 is full-body meltdown with screaming and inability to respond. Duration. Minutes from onset to regaining control. Use a clock, not a guess. Time of day. Morning, midday, afternoon, evening, bedtime. Context trigger. What was happening in the 5 minutes before the tantrum? Transition, hunger, screen turn off, sibling conflict, leaving a preferred activity, recovery support, what helped, even a little. Hug, quiet space, water, snack, sensory tool, song, short play, co-regulation with your calm presence. Your response. Note if you yelled, used a calm tool, or froze. No judgment. This is data. You can use a sticky note, a notes app, or a tiny grid on your fridge. 1 line per tantrum, 7 columns. Keep it short and factual. At the end of 3 days, look for patterns. Do you see clusters at certain times? Are transitions a common trigger? Does a snack cut recovery time? Are mornings calmer when you prepare the night before? Data reduces guilt and guesswork. It often reveals that many tantrums are predictable and solvable. How to set calm KPIs that matter. Calm KPIs are the few numbers that tell you if you are moving toward calm. For the next 21 days, you will track these daily. Total tantrums, the count per day. Your goal is fewer than your baseline average, moving toward a 50% reduction. Time to calm, the number of minutes from peak to recovery. Your goal is under 5 minutes in most episodes. Do not worry if some go longer. Aim for trend improvement. Non-yelling follow-through. Did you stick to your non-yelling rules during each event? Measure as a simple yes or no for the day or a percentage of events. Proactive moves. Did you run at least one prevention routine? Examples include a 5-minute transition warning, a snack and water check, a morning connection ritual, or a choice card before a tough ask. Use of a planned calming tool. Did you offer or use a named tool like a calm kit, a song, or a hug and breathe routine? Choose 3 to 5 of these. Fewer is better. KPIs should be behavior-based and within your control. Counting tantrums is an outcome. Non-yelling follow-through and proactive moves are behaviors. Track both types because behavior change drives outcomes. 2-minute A-day tracking system. Your tracking system must be so easy you can do it on your hardest day. Keep all entries in one place. Use one of these options. A 1-page tracker printed and taped inside a cupboard. Columns for each KPI and rows for days 1 to 21, a notes app template with checkboxes and a 3-line summary prompt. Wins, pattern, next tiny step. A small whiteboard on the fridge. Erase each week and take a photo on day 7. Each evening after bedtime or during dishwashing, take 2 minutes to log. If you skip, do not quit. Log 2 days the next time and move on. To make it automatic, stack it with a habit you already do, like making tea. Non-yelling rules. Of engagement, pre-commit to how you will respond when emotions are high. Write your rules in clear, simple language. Post them where you can see them. I protect safety first. Remove objects or gently move my child to a safe space if needed. I lower my voice and my body. Kneel or sit, speak slowly, and use simple words. I do not debate or explain during peak emotion. I offer presence, a short phrase, and a calming tool. I delay consequences and problem solving until after calm. We repair and teach when the brain is ready. If I yell, I repair. I name it, apologize, and reset. Share these rules with other caregivers. Agree on a few phrases you will all use. Examples include, I am here, you are safe, and we will figure it out after we calm. Pre-committing clarifies choices when your nervous system is activated. Prime your environment for success. Set up your space so the right move is the easy move. You do not need to buy anything fancy. Start with what you already have. Create a calm kit. A small basket with a water bottle, a chewy snack, a favorite book, a soft toy, a small ball for squeezing, and noise-dampening headphones if your child likes them. Set visual supports. A simple picture schedule for morning and bedtime, a choice card with 2 options for transitions, and a feelings chart at child height. Reduce friction. Put the calm kit, a clean towel, and a spare shirt in the spots tantrums often happen, like near the door or the car seat. Prep the parent. Place your tracking tool and a pen in the kitchen. Set a 2-minute timer on your phone labeled Calm Log. Align time anchors. Choose 2 predictable times to practice, for example, the transition to dinner and the post-bath routine. Weekly rhythm, reviews, and reset protocol. Consistency gets built in the review, not in the moment. Every 7 days, do a 15-minute review. Celebrate micro wins. Circle any day with fewer tantrums, faster recovery, or strong follow-through. Notice that change is not linear. You are trending. Spot patterns, which times or triggers show up most, which proactive moves worked, which rules held under pressure. Choose one focus. For the next week, select one bottleneck to address. Examples include messy transitions, hunger after school, or a lack of a script for you. Adjust the environment. Add or remove one thing that makes the right move easier. When a hard day hits, run a simple reset within 24 hours. Log it, write a 2-line summary. What happened, what helped even a little. Repair. Offer a short repair to your child and to yourself. I yelled. That was not helpful. I am working on it. I love you. Then do one kind thing for your nervous system, like a walk, stretch, or early bedtime. Restart. Name your next tiny step. Today, I will give a 5-minute warning before leaving the park. Real-world application in 3 homes. Case 1, the after-school spiral. Maya, age 4, melted down daily at pickup. Baseline showed 3 tantrums most days, with the biggest at 3 p.m. Trigger was predictable, hunger and transition. Calm KPIs included proactive snack and water, non-yelling follow-through, and time to calm. Environment changes included placing a snack and water in the car, a 5-minute warning before leaving school, and a simple choice for the first at-home activity. Day 1 was messy, but Maya's time to calm dropped from 12 minutes to 7. By day 10, the after-school tantrum was down to 3 minutes on most days. By day 21, total daily tantrums dropped from 3 to 1, and the pickup meltdown happened once that week and lasted under 5 minutes. Case 2, bedtime battles. Jonah, age 3, screamed every night when it was time to brush teeth. Baseline showed 2 to 4 intense episodes between 7 and 8 p.m. with a duration of up to 20 minutes. KPIs were a consistent visual routine, a pre-sleep movement break, and non-yelling follow-through. The calm kit moved to the hallway, and a picture schedule for bedtime steps went up. The parent practiced a calm script. It is time to brush. You can choose the red or blue brush. I will help you. The first week, the parent stuck to the routine and delayed talking until after calm. Time to calm went from 20 minutes to 9. By the second week, a 2-minute dance before bath and a story choice right after, teeth cut frequency in half. By day 21, bedtime had 1 short protest most nights and 1 bigger meltdown in the entire week, both resolved in under 5 minutes. Case 3, weekend transitions. Siblings, ages 5 and 2, fought when it was time to leave the park. Baseline showed Saturday and Sunday were the worst, with leaving triggers at 11 a.m. and 4 p.m. The parent added a time anchor with a timer and a 2-step warning. 5-minute warning with a choice of last play, then a 1-minute countdown with a hand on the shoulder and a calm voice. A snack and water check happened before the park. Non-yelling rules were posted in the car. The first weekend had mixed results, but the weekly review showed that the early snack prevented the late morning meltdown. The parent doubled down on that move. By day 21, the family went from 4 meltdowns each weekend to 1 or 2 short protests, often resolved by the 1-minute countdown and a hug before the car seat. Common pitfalls and how to avoid them. Tracking too much. If your tracker takes longer than 2 minutes, you will stop. Keep it to your KPIs and a short note section. Chasing perfection. You will yell sometimes. You will forget to track. The win is that you notice sooner and reset faster. Repair and move on. Changing everything at once. If you overhaul mornings after school and bedtime in 1 week, you will burn out. Choose one focus per week. Ignoring your nervous system. You cannot co-regulate if you are depleted. Add one parent care action to your KPIs, like a 10-minute walk or a glass of water before pickup. Over-explaining during tantrums. Logic does not land in the red zone. Save explanations for calm. Use presence and few words during the storm. Skipping the weekly review. Review time creates the next week's easy win. Put it on the calendar and protect it like an appointment. Key takeaways. Clear metrics make change visible and motivating. Your baseline snapshot turns guesswork into patterns. Calm KPIs give you a short list of behaviors that drive fewer and shorter tantrums. 2-minute tracking works because it is doable on hard days. Stacking it with an existing habit keeps it alive. Non-yelling rules remove decision fatigue during peak emotion and support consistent responses. Environment design makes the right move the easy move. Prepare tools and visual supports where tantrums happen. Weekly reviews and a reset protocol keep momentum through setbacks. Action items for this week. Build your baseline. Track frequency, intensity, duration, time, triggers, recovery support, and your response for 3 days. Choose your KPIs. Pick 3 to 5 measures. Include at least one behavior in your control. Set up your tracker. Print a 1-page grid or create a notes template. Place it where you will see it. Write your rules, post your non-yelling rules, and share them with other caregivers. Prime your space. Assemble a calm kit. Place visual supports and stock snacks and water for predictable triggers. Schedule your review. Put a 15-minute weekly review on your calendar. Choose a reset phrase for hard days. Chapter. Conclusion: looking ahead to the brain and body. You now have a documented starting point, a motivating 21-day goal, and a system to record wins that count. You have a plan for what to track, what to practice, and how to reset when things go off course. This foundation changes the game because it turns every day into feedback you can use. In the next chapter, we will look inside the tantrum. You will learn what your child's brain and body are doing during a meltdown, why co-regulation comes before self-regulation, and how to spot early signals you can act on. The more you understand the nervous system, the more powerful your new system becomes. Inside the tantrum, brain, body, and behavior. In ages 2 to 7. Inside the tantrum, brain, body, and behavior. In ages 2 to 7. Understanding the tantrum from the inside out. You know the scene. A small spark, a loud cry, and suddenly you are in the middle of a storm you did not see coming. Shoes fly, tears pour. You try logic, and everything gets louder. It can feel like defiance, like a personal attack, or like a mystery that repeats without warning. This chapter turns that mystery into a readable map. You will see what your child's brain and body are doing in real time, so your next move is clear and effective.
Building on what you set in Start Here, you now have a baseline and a goal. Cut daily tantrums by half in 21 days and get to calm in under 5 minutes without yelling. The fastest path is not more words or stricter rules. It is understanding the nervous system and working with it. Here, you will learn why co-regulation comes first, why safety cues beat logic, and how sleep, food, movement, and sensory input shift your child's tantrum threshold. By the end, you will feel less reactive, more confident, and ready to make Monday look different than last Monday. Why tantrums feel like sudden storms. Tantrums look like misbehavior, but inside they are a surge of stress that overwhelms an immature control system. Ages 2 to 7 is a window when the emotion engine is powerful and the braking system is still building. The prefrontal cortex, the part that plans, waits, and uses words to solve problems, is under construction. Meanwhile, the emotional centers fire quickly and loudly. That mismatch creates a perfect storm. A little frustration, a sensory overload, and your child goes from fine to furious in seconds. Many caregivers respond with logic, lectures, or consequences. Those are useful, but at the wrong time, they backfire. In the red zone, your child cannot use logic. They do not need more language, they need more safety. Without the right lens, you repeat the same fix and get the same result. Tantrums then feel personal or permanent. They are neither. They are signals from a nervous system that needs support. Once you can read those signals, you can choose prevention or de-escalation. That choice alone cuts frequency and shortens duration. The traffic light nervous system model. Imagine your child's stress response as a simple traffic light. Green means regulated. Yellow means brewing. Red means flooded. This model gives you a fast way to decide what to do. Green, regulate, and teach. In green, the brain is receptive. You can explain, practice skills, set limits with conversation, and teach problem solving. This is the zone for coaching and learning. Yellow, prevent and buffer. In yellow, you see early signs, tighter voice, fidgeting, quicker tears, refusal, or slower compliance. Prevention is possible here. You adjust demands, offer sensory input, prime transitions, and buffer energy dips with food or movement. Red, de-escalate and recover. In red, your child is flooded. Words do not help. Your goals are safety and soothing. You co-regulate, reduce stimulation, and offer sensory tools. You do not teach. You do not argue. You focus on calm. This model includes one more layer, the difference between a meltdown and a limit test. A meltdown is a capacity gap. The nervous system is overloaded. Your child cannot hold it together, even if they want to. A limit test is a skill gap. Your child is seeking information. Do you mean it? Will the limit hold? You respond differently. In a meltdown, you soothe and reduce demand. In a limit test, you keep the limit steady, still calm, but without negotiation. If you mix the two, you send unclear signals and increase tantrums. What the brain and body are doing. Inside a tantrum, the emotional centers sound the alarm and the body follows. Heart rate rises, breathing gets shallow, muscles tense, and the sensing systems get louder. A tag scratches, a room feels too bright, a noise feels too sharp. This is not drama. It is a real physiological shift. Your child's nervous system is scanning for safety. If it reads danger, even small, it moves from social engagement to defensive mode. That is why they stop hearing your words and start pushing your hands away. The prefrontal cortex is the seat of pause and reason. It does heavy lifting, but it does not fully mature for many years. Young children borrow your calm to use their skills. That is co-regulation. The saying is true. Calm is caught before it is taught. When your voice drops, your face softens, and your body posture communicates safety, your child's nervous system starts to come back online. Why does logic fail in red? In a flooded state, the brain routes to fast defense rather than slow thinking. Even simple language can feel like noise. Consequences add to the load. You are not rewarding behavior when you pause teaching during a red moment. You are choosing the right tool for the right state. Once calm returns, your child can learn, and you can teach. If you try to teach in red, you create a tug of war and extend the storm. The body sets the stage long before the spark. Sleep, nutrition, movement, and environment raise or lower the threshold. Poor sleep makes the yellow zone arrive sooner. Long stretches without protein or complex carbohydrates create dips that feel like sudden crankiness. Too much sitting, especially for active children, pushes energy to a simmer. Environments with high noise, crowded spaces, harsh lighting, or too many demands increase sensory load. When you adjust these, you lower the starting stress and reduce the number of storms. Putting the model into daily practice. Here is a step-by-step way to use the traffic light model at home and hit your 5-minute calm goal more often. Map green. Notice your child's green indicators. Relaxed face, flexible thinking, playful tone, ease with transitions. Schedule teaching and skill building during green times. Practice problem solving. When the puzzle is hard, what can we try next? Catch yellow early. Identify yellow tells unique to your child. Clenched jaw. The word no arrives faster. Fidgeting increases. Eye contact drops. Pair each tell with a buffer. For hunger yellow, offer a protein snack. For transition yellow, give a 2-minute heads up and a choice. For sensory yellow, reduce noise and add pressure input. A firm hug, a weighted object in lap, or slow breathing. Treat red like a fire drill. Make a calm plan. Pick 3 actions you can deploy in seconds. Drop your voice. Move the audience away. Offer 1 sensory tool. Repeat a simple safety phrase. You are safe. I am here. Breathe with me. Do not add new instructions. Do not threaten consequences. Hold limits with few words. We cannot hit. I will help you stay safe. Build a calm corner without clutter. Choose a spot that feels safe. Add a soft seat, 1 tactile tool, 1 pressure tool, 1 visual breathing guide, and a simple timer. Keep it neutral, not a place of punishment. It is a place to reset, not to shame. Commit to recovery and recap. Once calm comes back, do a short debrief, 2 minutes. That was hard. Your body got big, breathing helped. Next time, we will try 3 breaths sooner. This builds skills without reliving the storm. How families apply. This lens case 1, meltdown in the kitchen. Maya, age 3, loses it before dinner. She screams, drops to the floor, and kicks the cabinet. Her caregiver used to say, "We do not scream," and push dinner faster. With a traffic light model, they noticed yellow signs, tight fists, and whining at 4:30. They added an afternoon protein snack, 5 minutes of movement, and turned off the kitchen noise. When red did arrive, they offered deep pressure on the arms, a soft voice, and paused language. Calm came in 4 minutes. Later, they taught a simple cue. Squeeze your bear when you feel your body getting loud. Tantrums before dinner dropped from daily to 2 times a week. Case 2. Limit test at the store. Theo, age 5, reaches for candy. The caregiver says no. Theo yells and throws it. This is not a meltdown. This is a boundary check. The caregiver keeps the limit without adding heat. I hear you want candy. We are not buying candy today. They move the candy away. Offer a choice about holding the list or the fruit. No lecture, no debate. Theo protests, then shifts. Predict. The storm, trigger mapping, and pattern. Spotting. Predict the storm, trigger mapping, and pattern spotting. Chapter. Introduction. You know those days when everything feels random, when a tantrum arrives out of nowhere and the whole evening tilts off course. It is tempting to chalk it up to bad luck. In reality, most meltdowns trace back to patterns you can see once you know where to look. In the last chapter, you learned how a child's nervous system moves from green to yellow to red. Now you will learn how to predict the shifts before they get loud. This is your step from reacting to planning. In this chapter, you will build a personalized trigger map that turns messy days into readable patterns. You will learn fast, low-effort logging techniques that take 2 minutes. You will translate those notes into simple visuals, and you will identify 2 or 3 leverage points that cut tantrums quickly. You will distinguish primary triggers from amplifiers, learn your child's early warning cues, and craft reset conditions that bring calm in under 5 minutes without yelling. With clear patterns in hand, prevention becomes possible and daily stress drops. The problem: random chaos or hidden rhythm. When tantrums feel random, caregivers try everything at once. New routines get tossed in. Rewards pile up. Consequences change daily. This scattershot approach is exhausting and rarely works. The main problem is a lack of visibility. You cannot see the rhythm underneath the noise. Without a map, you miss that meltdowns cluster after school, or that sibling teasing only explodes when the child is hungry, or that toothbrushing sets off an already overloaded sensory system. Another issue is mislabeling. A parent might call everything defiance. A teacher might call everything attention-seeking. These labels blur causes and block solutions. The nervous system lens you built earlier helps, yet you still need structure to capture what happens when, where, and why. Without structure, you rely on memory, which is heavily biased toward the most dramatic moments. That sends you chasing symptoms rather than roots. The result, more yelling, longer recoveries, and fewer calm minutes. The solution framework, the trigger map and pattern. Heat map. The trigger map organizes the moving parts so you can predict, prevent, and preempt meltdowns. It combines a modern ABC 2.0 chart with sensory load, transitions, and unmet needs. ABC stands for antecedent, behavior, and consequence. We will refine it by adding recovery time, reset conditions, and caregiver notes on what helped. Then you will transform those logs into a pattern heat map, a quick visual that shows hotspots by time, place, person, and task. The framework has 3 layers. First, a micro layer for single events, using ABC 2.0 to capture what happened. Second, a daily layer for quick tally marks that mark the number and intensity of escalations across the day. Third, a pattern layer, your heat map, that highlights clusters and leverage points. The only goal is clarity. As the saying goes, what gets measured gets improved. You do not need perfect data. You need consistent, simple notes that point you toward your top 3 prevention targets. This framework aligns with your 21-day promise. If you pick 2 or 3 leverage points and make small changes consistently, daily tantrums usually drop by half. Your child's system receives support before it overloads, so less energy is needed to keep it in the green. You spend less time in the red. Recovery gets faster. Calm returns in under 5 minutes more often. These wins create momentum that carries into the next chapter, where you will build a calm down toolbox to support your high-risk windows. Deep dive. ABC 2.0 with sensory load and unmet needs. The classic ABC chart notes antecedent, behavior, and consequence. ABC 2.0 adds context that matters for children ages 2 to 7. Antecedent. What happened just before the escalation. Include time, place, people, task, and transition. Note any hunger or fatigue, and any sensory load like noise or bright lights. Behavior. What you saw. Use neutral words like yelling, crying, throwing, hitting, running away, or shutting down. Include early cues, such as stiff shoulders, a fast voice, or refusal to make eye contact. Consequence. What happened after. The response from adults and peers, the environment change, the task change, and the natural outcome like leaving the room or losing a turn. Recovery. How long until baseline returned. Note what restored capacity, such as water, deep pressure hug, quiet music, visual timer, or a short walk. Reset conditions. What must be in place for your child to re-engage safely. Examples include a snack on the table, a choice of 2 toothbrushes, the sibling timing out in the living room, or the TV volume at a low level. Caregiver notes. What you tried and whether it helped or made things worse. Include your own state if relevant, because your stress often amplifies theirs. 2 concepts elevate ABC 2.0. First, primary triggers versus amplifiers. A primary trigger is the root. Common primary triggers include hunger dips, tiredness, transitions out of preferred activities, complex instructions, performance pressure, sibling rivalry, and a demand that conflicts with a strong need for autonomy. Amplifiers make a bad moment worse. Amplifiers include loud noise, clutter, an adult's sharp tone, public attention, or a rush to be on time. Fix the primary triggers first. Reduce amplifiers where possible, but do not misread them as the core problem. Second, early warning cues. Every child has tells that show a shift from green to yellow. You might see a foot start tapping, a voice get fast, a gaze go narrow, hands grab small toys, or a head turn away. In the previous chapter, you learned that logic fails in the red zone. Here you use early cues as your signal for prevention, not correction. You pair a cue with a pre-planned micro reset, such as sip water, squeeze a ball, use a 1-minute sand timer, or shift to a simpler instruction. This pairing repeated teaches your child to notice sensations and to choose calm. Implementation strategy. Build your trigger map. In 7 days, you can build a workable trigger map in 1 week. Keep it simple, consistent, and visible. Day 1. Set up your tools. Print 3 ABC 2.0 sheets, 1 for home, 1 for school or care, and 1 for your bag. Place a washable marker on the fridge. Create a 1-page weekly calendar grid. Choose 2 colors, 1 for low intensity and 1 for high intensity moments. Day 2. Log only the big moments. For each meltdown or near meltdown, jot 3 lines. Write time and place. Write antecedent and 1 early cue. Write recovery and what helped. Do not write essays. 2 minutes is perfect. Day 3. Add a daily tally. At bedtime, mark the calendar with a small dot for each challenging moment. Use the low color for small escalations, the high color for big ones. Put a short note if the day had extra load, such as a party or a short night of sleep. Day 4. Highlight primary triggers. Review the ABC sheets and tally. Circle recurring antecedents. Common patterns include after-school transition, hunger at 4 p.m., sibling conflict at dinner prep, bath time, and homework. Write your top 3 primary triggers in the margin. Day 5. Identify amplifiers and early cues. For each primary trigger, note common amplifiers and list 2 early cues. Write 1 micro reset next to each cue, something your child has already tolerated once. Examples include a small snack, an invitation to help, headphones in the car, a 2-item choice, or a 5-minute play break. Day 6. Build your pattern heat map. Shade the weekly grid where clusters appear. You might shade the 4 to 6 p.m. window on weekdays, the bathroom area, or the morning rush. Add a small icon for the person most involved, such as parent, teacher, or sibling. Patterns will jump out. This is your map. Day 7. Pick 2 leverage changes. Choose the 2 shifts with the highest payoff. A leverage change might be a snack and water offered at 3:30 p.m., a visual 2-step plan for leaving the playground, or a 5-minute transition activity before homework. Write a short script for each change and share it with all caregivers. Agree to test for 1 week before adjusting. Real-world application. Case studies and wins. Ella, age 3, had daily late afternoon meltdowns. The tally showed clusters between 4 and 5 p.m. on weekdays. The ABC logs revealed a primary trigger, hunger, with an amplifier, sibling noise near the kitchen. Early cues included rubbing eyes and dropping toys. The first leverage change, snack and water offered at 3:45 p.m., in a quiet corner, cut the frequency in half within 10 days. The second change, a 1-minute quiet game with the sibling before dinner, lowered noise and helped Ella reset. Most days, she returned to baseline in under 5 minutes. Liam, age 5, exploded at bedtime, especially after screen time. The heat map showed a hot zone between 7 and 8 p.m. ABC 2.0 revealed a primary trigger, transition out of preferred activity, and amplifiers, bright lights, and rushed commands. Early cues were a fast voice and rigid shoulders. Leverage changes included a clear visual countdown for screen off at 6:45 p.m., warm lights, and a choice of 2 pajamas. A micro reset, 3 slow breaths together, paired with the countdown. Within 2 weeks, bedtime conflicts dropped by 60%. Recovery time shrank to 3 minutes most nights. Sophia, Age 4, struggled with leaving the playground. The ABC sheets showed a pattern, high intensity when a parent gave a sudden demand. The primary trigger was transition. The amplifier was public attention. Early cues were a narrowed gaze and running faster. The leverage change was a 2-minute warning with a simple plan. First, you choose one last slide, then we walk to the gate together. A small sticker chart at home celebrated smoother exits. After 5 days, exits were predictable and calm, no yelling needed. Common pitfalls, avoidable mistakes and fixes, overlogging and burning out. Fix by keeping it to 3 lines per event and 1 daily tally. Perfect is not required. Confusing amplifiers for root causes. Fix by asking, if the amplifier were removed, would this still happen? If yes, find the primary trigger, ignoring early cues. Fix by picking 1 cue and 1 micro reset, then practicing it outside of crises so it feels normal. Changing too many things at once. Fix by limiting shifts to 2 leverage changes for at least 7 days. Consistency beats novelty, using language that blames the child. Fix by neutral descriptions. This calms adults and reduces the child's shame. Skipping caregiver alignment. Fix by sharing the heat map and scripts. A united plan makes patterns easier to change. Forgetting reset conditions. Fix by listing what must be in place for re-engagement. Put those supports within reach. Key takeaways. Simple logs and visuals turn random chaos into readable patterns. Most tantrums cluster around predictable triggers like transitions and hunger dips. Focus on primary triggers first, then reduce amplifiers that make moments worse. Early warning cues are your prevention signal. Pair them with micro resets. ABC 2.0 adds recovery and reset conditions, so you know what restores capacity. A pattern heat map highlights your top 2 or 3 leverage points for quick wins. Consistent, small changes across caregivers cut daily tantrums within 21 days. Clarity reduces yelling and speeds calm, often in under 5 minutes. Action items. Print 3 ABC 2.0 sheets and place a marker in an easy spot. Create a weekly calendar grid and choose 2 colors for your heat map. Log 3 lines for each big moment for the next 7 days. Mark daily tallies at bedtime. Low color for small, high color for big. Circle recurring antecedents and write your top 3 primary triggers. List common amplifiers and early cues for each primary trigger. Choose 1 micro reset for each early cue and practice it once when calm. Shade hotspots on your pattern heat map and add simple icons for people and places. Pick 2 leverage changes and write short scripts you can say under stress. Share the plan with all caregivers and test for 1 week before adjusting. Chapter. Conclusion. From prediction to prevention. A map changes the journey. With a trigger map and a pattern heat map, you move from guessing to knowing. You see where storms form and how they grow. You identify roots rather than noise. You pair early cues with resets and choose 2 leverage changes that create outsized impact. The result is less daily friction and faster recoveries, which translates to more calm minutes and fewer power struggles. In the next chapter, you will turn your insights into an environment that does more of the work for you. We will build your calm down toolbox and design simple tools that support the high-risk windows you spotted. Your map guides your setup, and your setup sustains your progress.
The 5-minute calm method. Scripts and co-regulation. The 5-minute calm method. Scripts and co-regulation. Chapter. Introduction. You have already set goals and built a toolbox that makes calm easier. Now you need a reliable, repeatable method that turns chaos into connection in minutes. This chapter gives you a simple sequence that works under pressure, even in public, and even when your child is already in the red zone. The promise is clear. Cut daily tantrums by half within 21 days. Help your child settle in under 5 minutes without yelling. The sequence is short, and it is grounded in how young brains and bodies recover when safety is offered first. You will learn how to regulate yourself quickly, then use your voice, your vibe, and your body to signal safety. You will practice concise scripts that name feelings, validate needs, and offer tiny choices connected to sensory calming. You will climb the co-regulation ladder to pick the right input for the moment. You will stop reasoning too early and stop piling on words that make things worse. By the end, you will be able to bring a child from red to yellow to green in under 5 minutes, often faster, and you will feel more in control while you do it. The problem tantrums spiral for predictable reasons. The adult escalates with urgency. The child hears too many words or a threat. The body feels unsafe, then the brain scrambles. You try to explain the rule or the plan. The child cannot process language, then you repeat yourself. Then you both get louder. You may grab an arm or block a doorway, then the child goes higher. Seconds pass, and calm feels far away. The core challenge is timing. Words land only after the body is soft enough to receive them. Most of us start with logic instead of safety, with correction instead of connection. We miss the fact that regulation is contagious. When your nervous system softens, your child's nervous system has a chance to follow. Without that, scripts do not matter. The right words delivered with the wrong vibe can make things worse. The solution framework. The 5-minute calm method has 3 pillars. Your calm is the intervention. You regulate first, you breathe, you soften your face, you slow your movements, you drop urgency. This changes the environment inside 1 second. Voice, vibe, body triangle. You align your delivery. Voice is low, slow, and warm. Vibe is non-judgmental and confident. Body communicates safety through soft eyes, open hands, and a grounded stance. Co-regulation ladder. You match input to intensity. Red gets containment and sensory anchors. Yellow gets validation and tiny choices. Green gets reasoning, problem solving, and next steps. The sequence compresses these pillars into a practical flow that fits into under 5 minutes. It starts with your state, then moves to the child's body, then shifts to words, then ends with a small choice that restores control. Deep dive. Step 1, regulate you. Think of this as a 90-second reset. Plant your feet, drop your shoulders, inhale for 4, exhale for 6. Soften your jaw and eyes. Whisper to yourself inside your head, slow is smooth, smooth is calm. If you need a tactile cue, press thumb to index finger and count 3 slow pulses. This is not indulgent. It is essential. Without your reset, the next steps will not stick. Step 2, signal safety without words. Approach at a diagonal instead of a head-on line. Keep 1 arm length of space unless your child is already seeking contact. Lower your center of gravity by bending your knees. Turn your palms upward and let your hands rest near your sides. If your child is moving wildly, stand still and widen your stance. Breathe audibly, a slow, long exhale that the child can hear. You are broadcasting to the nervous system, there is no threat